Joseph Pulitzer was a revolutionary journalist who changed journalism and publishing with his innovative ideas. He's the reason that the Pulitzer Prize exists today. He owned many newspapers that were considered to be the best of his time. He created the concept of yellow journalism and introduced sports coverage, fashion coverage, comics, and much more in his papers. All of his amazing contributions were shaping the future of journalism, and it's likely that without Pulitzer, newspapers would not be what they are today. He was born in Mako, Hungary on April 10, 1847. He lived with his mom and dad and younger brother, Albert. He tried to become a soldier in many armies, but he was considered too weak. He encountered a recruiter for the U.S. Army in Germany, and he enlisted. Legend says that he jumped ship while in Boston and joined the Lincoln Cavalry. After he worked his way to St. Louis, he tried his hand at a variety of different jobs, such as a muleteer, baggage handler, and waiter, but mostly began to study English and the law. His career as a journalist began from chance. He began to critique the moves of two chess players who happened to be editors of the leading German language paper, the Westliche Post. A job offer followed suit. In 1872, he became owner of the paper and a publisher at age 25. He sold the paper for profit and began to buy new ones. He purchased the German paper in St. Louis, the Staatszeitung, and later sold its Associated Press franchise to the St. Louis Globe. 4 years afterward, he gained control of the St. Louis Dispatch and the Post. He merged them together to be the Post-Dispatch. Public discontent and his own health prompted Pulitzer to travel to New York City, where he purchased a morning paper, The World, from Jay Gould. In his newspapers, Pulitzer combined exposés of political corruption, crusading investigative reporting with publicity stunts, blatant self-advertising, and sensational writing. In an effort to further attract popularity and leadership, he introduced comics, sports coverage, women's fashion coverage, and illustrations in his newspapers. He helped the newspapers be entertaining as well as informative, and which is a huge reason why he was such a successful publisher. He also created the concept of yellow journalism, a phrase made during the newspaper wars between Joseph Pulitzer and William Randolph Hearst. In this specific type of journalism, news was over-dramatized and altered to fit story ideas that editors felt would sell the most papers. Pulitzer's papers were notorious for excellent graphics and typographical composition. Pulitzer's people bulldozed the dreary gray newspaper design template. The World ran headlines across a couple of columns, not just one, or completely across the page if it really wanted to provoke readers. Halftone photos, dramatic and comic illustrations, inset graphics, hand-lettered headlines, and buckets of color enlivened these artful pages. He began to publish a cartoon that he entitled The Yellow Kid in 1896. This cartoon was created by R.F. Outcault and became one of the many objects fought over between Hearst and Pulitzer during their feud. Hearst later took Outcault and his cartoon by offering Outcault an outrageous salary. He published another version of the cartoon similar to the Yellow Kid to continue the competition. These cartoons were often used to sensationalize stories and sway public opinion on huge issues like the Spanish-American War that was going on in the time. While writing his will, he made provision for the establishment of Pulitzer Prizes as an incentive to excellence. He created awards for journalism, 4 in letters and drama, 1 for education, and 4 traveling scholarships. But sensitive to the dynamic progression of society, Pulitzer made provision for board changes in the system of awards. He gave the board power to withhold any award where entries fell below its standards of excellence. The power of the board was so that it could be also overrule the recommendations for awards made by the juries subsequently set up in each of the categories. Without Pulitzer, we wouldn't have yellow journalism, we wouldn't have the Pulitzer Prize, and we wouldn't have the artful designs often seen in newspapers today. I think that we can thank Pulitzer for the contributions that he made to newspapers.